Hey, this will be a video chart on ABPR. Before I get started, I would like to note to please check my RP disclaimer. With that being said, let's dig in. The first thing and main thing that sticks out on this chart is this thing right here, this big old volume bar. Looking back through the history of the chart, you can see that today's volume was clearly the biggest it's had for quite a while. It did have this big volume back here in mid-September, but that was a couple months ago. So biggest volume it's had, and had some nice little price movement with it. So it's showing that with volume, the price does have the capability to move, but it's still going to require a little bit of confirmation. You'll see like this day back here had a big volume, but then it couldn't ever break out of any new highs, so you never got any follow-through confirmation. So we're kind of back in the same situation here. Yes, we got big volume, and yes, the price did move nicely, but we're going to need to see some follow-through. So the question becomes, what sorts of levels should you be watching to kind of gauge if this is really getting any sort of additional strength? And luckily, with the power of charts, that's easy to do. So the first area that we're going to want to watch is simply this reddish line there, which is a 20-day simple moving average. And looking over here, you can see that it's valued at 0.055. So this is going to be the first key level of resistance that if the bulls can get through, if the price can break through it, then that's going to be a good sign of strength, showing that this day will hopefully be more than just a one-day wonder. Now, the next level to look at and to watch is going to be this purple line up here. This is the 50-day simple moving average, and if you're familiar with the world of technical analysis or not, you know that the 50-day is one of the two kind of godfathers, as I call them, of moving averages. So with a break of 0.055, the next resistance level is not up here until 0.073. Once more, you can just see that by looking right there. So the two key levels of resistance are going to be at 0.055 and 0.073, and these are also going to be kind of the levels where we can gauge the strength and get some sort of confirmation from the volume that was put in today. If the price breaks through there, and then when it gets up here, if it can push through there, then that's just going to be a nice sign of strength and showing that the bulls have gained some momentum behind this move. So keep your eye on those two levels. Now, in terms of supports, the key level of support that I'm looking at is going to be right here at 4 cents. You can see that the recent history of the chart shows that it's been really hanging around this area quite a bit. So 4 cents is going to be a key level of support that you're going to want to keep your eye on, and for the pullback players, that would be a possible area right there. But the main thing is going to be what sort of follow through and push through will the price get, or is it just going to be a repeat here where you had a big volume bar and then volume dropped off and then basically disappeared for a while? So hopefully history doesn't repeat itself, but if more volume comes in, then we'll see how the price action, how the bulls can react to that. Also, just looking at the MACD, you can see that it's got the bullish crossover back during this last big volume time, which was right here. You can see that the MACD didn't have any sort of bullish crossover going at that time. Not the case here, so this is a little bit different. But then for one of those things, that's always good to use as a secondary confirmer. Obviously, price action's king, but if the MACD can then go and get through this trend line here, that would be a very nice confirmation of any sort of bullish price action we get. So keep your eye on the MACD too, and we'll see what happens. So one more time, this was ABPR, and we'll see what happens tomorrow and the rest of this week. But with the way this volume came in today, we'll see if this is just the beginning of something bigger. Let me know if you have any questions.